Wrangell-St. Elias National Park. Wrangell-St. Elias National Park is located in the eastern region of south-central Alaska. The Chugach, Wrangell, and St. Elias mountain ranges converge here in what is often referred to as the Mountain Kingdom of North America. It is the largest national park in the United States, 6 times the size of Yellowstone. Wrangell-St. Elias encompasses over 20,000 square miles of mountain wilderness. That's over 50,000 square kilometers, or 25% larger than Switzerland. The Wrangell-St. Elias National Park region has long been known for its favorable weather. Summers in the park are often warm and sunny by Alaskan standards, with temperatures reaching 80+ degrees Fahrenheit, 26 C, in July and August. Rainfall is sparse at just 11 to 14 inches per year. The combination of ease of access, only a day's drive east of Anchorage, incredible natural beauty, and great summer weather make Wrangell-St. Elias a great destination for your Alaskan itinerary. 9 of the 16 highest peaks in the United States. For major mountain ranges, Wrangell, St. Elias, Chugach, and the eastern part of the Alaskan Range. St. Elias, at 18,008 feet, 5,488 meters, is the second highest peak in the United States. Wrangell, at 14,163 feet, 4,316 meters, is one of the largest active volcanoes in North America. Nabesma Glacier, at approximately 80 miles, 128 kilometers, is the longest non-polar valley glacier. Malaspina Glacier, larger than the state of Rhode Island, is the largest non-polar Piedmont glacier in North America. The Hubbard Glacier, which is in the national park, is one of the largest and most active tidewater glaciers in North America. In 1978, the United Nations recognized Wrangell-St. Elias National Monument in combination with its Yukon neighbor, Elias National Park, as an International World Heritage Site, the first binational designation. Glacier Bay National Park in Alaska and Tachin-Chinialsek Provincial Park in British Columbia were added in 1993. Together, these 4 units include 24.3 million acres, almost 10 million hectares, one of the largest internationally protected ecosystems on the planet. Number and scale loom large here, magnified by splendid isolation. The largest U.S. national park, it equals 6 Yellowstones, with peaks upon peaks and glaciers after glaciers. Follow any braided river or stream to its source and you will find either a receding, advancing, or tidewater glacier. The park lets you sample representative Alaska wildlife as well as historic mining sites, hike its mountains, float its rivers, ski its glaciers, or fly over this landscape and you witness living geology. You sense discovery, the feeling you might be the first to see such sights. The peak's sheer numbers quickly quell your urge to learn their names. Just settle back and appreciate their beauty, mass, and rugged grandeur. That roads are few means many travelers will not enter the park itself, but major peaks, Blackburn, Sanford, and Wrangell, are seen from nearby highways. Or position yourself in one spot and watch sun, clouds, and storms play hide and seek with single peaks or ridges. Watch moods change by the minute here. 4 major mountain ranges meet in the park, which include 9 of the 16 highest peaks in the United States. The Wrangell's huddle in the northern interior. The Chugach guard the southern coast. The St. Elias Mountains rise abruptly from the Gulf of Alaska to thrust northward past the Chugach on toward the Wrangells. The eastern end of the Alaska Range mapped as the Nutsaton and Mentasta Mountains forms part of the preserve's northern boundary. The Wrangells are volcanic in origin, but only Mount Wrangell remains active, last report erupting in 1900, with vents of steam near its summit. With adjoining Elias National Park in Canada, all these ranges form North America's premier mountain wilderness. Covered year-round with snow, the high country stands cloaked with icefields and glaciers. Near the coast, North America's largest subpolar icefield, Bagley Icefield, spawns giant glaciers, the Tana, Miles, Hubbard, and Guyot. The Malaspina Glacier flows out of the St. Elias Range, between Icy and Yakutat Bays in a mass larger than the state of Rhode Island. So much glacial silt rides it that plants and trees take hold on the glacier's extremities and grow to maturity only to topple over the edge when it melts. Flowing from glaciers are multitudes of meandering rivers and braided streams. Largest is the Copper River, forming the park's western boundary. The Copper rises in the Wrangell-St and empties into the Gulf of Alaska in the Elias National Forest. In the early 1900s, the Kennecott Mining Company transported copper from its mines near McCarthy by railroad along the Chitina and Copper Rivers to ships at Cordova. Ore was extracted from these productive mines between 1911 and 1938 and lured many people to the area. Gold was extracted from the Nebesna area then, too. Mining still takes place on private lands in the park, and evidence of earlier mining includes ruins of the Kennecott mines, now listed on the National Register of Historic Places. In mining's heyday, the Indian villages expanded and several new towns sprang up. Copper Center, Chitina, Gulkana, and Chistachina are among the old Athabascan settlements. The town of Yakutat is a traditional Tlingit fishing village. Caribou. While vegetation may appear sparse, especially in the interior, the park is home to a variety of plants and wildlife. Mountain slopes have a diversity of plants, dwarf shrubs, and grasses, where Dall sheep and mountain goats patrol the craggy peaks. Interior and coastal spruce forests are home to shrubs such as blueberry and prickly rose. Caribou feed on lichens and sedges on the slopes of the Wrangell-St. Moose browse in the sloughs and bogs of the forested lowlands, while bears roam throughout the park. Many rivers, streams, and lakes provide spawning grounds for salmon and other fish. The Copper River drainage marks major flyways for migratory birds and provides nesting sites for trumpeter swans. Coastal areas are habitat for marine mammals, including sea lions and harbor seals. Two roads head into the park: McCarthy Road, 59 miles long, and Nebesna Road, 42 miles long. That's a grand total of 101 miles of road in a park that is larger than the country of Switzerland. This national park contains the greatest concentration of glaciers in North America. 33% of the park is covered with glacial ice. The Bagley Icefield is the largest non-polar icefield in North America. The Nebesna Glacier is the longest valley glacier in the world, the Hubbard Glacier is the longest tidewater glacier in North America, and the Malaspina Glacier is North America's largest Piedmont glacier. 4 mountain ranges are located in Wrangell-St, Elias National Park, the Wrangell Mountains, the St. Elias Mountains, the Chugach Mountains, and the Alaska Range. The St. Elias Mountain Range is the highest coastal mountain range in the world. Within the park are 9 of the highest 16 mountain peaks in the USA. Mount St. Elias is the tallest in the park, at 18,008 feet. Wrangell-St. Elias officially became a national park on December 2, 1980. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 2019, 74,000 people visited this park, making it the 7th least visited park in the USA. Copper Center, which sits just outside of the park border, is easily accessible, since it is located on Richardson Highway. From the visitor center, you have great views of the park. Nebesna Road enters the north side of the park. This remote, gravel road leads to more hiking trails and historical sites, things you probably didn't know about Wrangell-St. Elias National Park. While you might have known about the size and expanse of Wrangell-St. Elias, but feats of size are not all this national park has to offer. We've compiled some of the coolest things about the world's largest, and least understood, national park. Malaspina Glacier is the largest Piedmont glacier in the world, with a surface area of over 1,500 square miles. Hubbard Glacier, a tidewater glacier that reaches all the way down to the ocean, is the longest tidewater glacier in Alaska, running 76 miles from its snout to its end. Valley glaciers, formed in steep, walled valleys, often following an old river path, are one of the most common varieties of glacier in North America. Wrangell-St. Elias is home to the Nebesna Glacier, which bears the prestigious distinction of being the longest valley glacier in the world, stretching over 53 miles. St. Elias is home to some of the largest volcanoes in the United States and Canada. The Wrangell Volcanic Field covers over 2,000 square miles and includes Mount Wrangell, which is one of the 3 largest active volcanoes in the world. Mount Wrangell is the only active volcano in the park, as all the other volcanoes have officially been declared dormant. The last major eruption of the volcano occurred in 1900, although steam is a common sight above the massive peak. At 18,008 feet, Mount St. Elias is the second tallest peak in the United States and Canada, and the highest point in Wrangell-St. Elias National Park. The park itself includes the entirety of the Wrangell Mountain Range, the western part of the St. Elias Mountains, and the eastern portion of the Chugach Mountain Range. Out of the tallest mountains found in North America, Wrangell-St. Elias is home to 9 of the top 16, giving it one of the highest average mountain heights in the country. The park is home to the largest single wilderness area in the nation, at 9,078,675 acres. This outsizes the next largest wilderness area, also located in Alaska, by over 1,500 square miles. That said, the 5 largest wilderness areas in the United States are all located in Alaska, and range in size from 14,185 square miles, Wrangell-St. Elias, to 5,288 square miles, Katmai Wilderness. Wilderness areas like these are critical for the development of the flora and fauna to preserve natural species from the dangers of environmental pollution and contaminants. Wrangell-St. Elias has more Dall sheep than anywhere else in North America. Along with thousands of other species, the park is home to the largest population of Dall sheep in North America. Dall sheep, commonly mistaken as bighorn sheep, inhabit mountainous regions of Wrangell-St. Elias in the thousands, with the latest count coming in at over 13,000. Local grizzly bears can stand over 10 feet tall and weigh up to 1,500 pounds. In addition to sheep, other mammals in the park include black bears, Alaskan grizzly bears, ranging in size from 500 to 1,500 pounds, 4.5 feet to 7 feet. Standing, Alaskan grizzly bears in Wrangell-St. Elias can range up to 10 feet tall. Moose and caribou can be sighted throughout the park as well. In the Alaskan wilderness, caribou outnumber the entirety of the human population. Smaller species in the park and preserve include lynx, wolverines, beavers, martens, foxes, and coyotes. Snowshoe hares and Arctic ground squirrels are also commonly sighted amongst the stark winter terrain. Wrangell-St. Elias is home to one of the last remaining populations of the Kittlitz smurlets. Wrangell-St. Elias is also home to one of the only populations of Kittlitz smurlets, an endangered species of seabird about which little is known. Scientists and naturalists in the park have been trying to figure out the exact cause of the murlet's endangerment since it made the list in 2004. Murlets can be spotted at night on the waters that border Wrangell-St. Elias. In addition to the murlets, Wrangell-St. Elias National Park and Preserve plays host to hundreds of species of birds. Bald eagles frequently nest in the park, as well as their closely related cousin species, the golden eagle. Since portions of the park, Copper River Basin and Yakutat Bay, sit along migratory routes, trumpeter swans, geese, shoals, and warblers make their home in the park for the warmer months. Due to the extreme winters, the majority of birds exist the Alaskan interior by the time colder weather hits, leaving only a few select species of birds to wait out the winter. But you won't find any maintained backcountry trails. Going off into the wilderness at many national parks means following the backcountry trails to the same vistas that many hit. This isn't the case at Wrangell-St. Elias. With no maintained backcountry trails, you're truly venturing off to find unexplored wonders. This makes camping and hiking in the backcountry a difficult, albeit rewarding, experience. Although permits are not required for hiking or backcountry camping, it is recommended that hopeful hikers fill out an optional backcountry itinerary at the Park Visitor Center prior to entering the wilderness. In conjunction with the park's commitment to keeping its wilderness wild, there are no designated trails within the park. A bear can is required for all hikers, and it is highly recommended that you purchase maps, food, and gear prior to starting your trip, as the opportunities for purchasing goods in or around the park are extremely limited. For those interested in a slightly less daunting hiking option, there are maintained trails in the front country of Wrangell-St. Elias in the Nabesna and McCarthy areas. There are only 2 public roadways in the entire park. Though the park only contains 2 significant roads, chartered aircraft are allowed into the park on a case-by-case basis. The McCarthy and Nabesna roads allow for backcountry campers and hikers to enjoy the scenery of Wrangell-St. Elias without putting too much strain on the wildlife and natural scenery. You can visit some of the oldest mines in North America. The Kennecott Mining Company began mining near McCarthy in the early 1900s, when the prevalence of metals and success of the mines drew many people to the area. The mine shut down in 1938, and the ruins of the mines were eventually placed on the National Register of Historic Places.